What's up, y'all?
What's going on, guys?
We're Embrace the Suck 21.
Yes, we are.
I'm Spencer.
And I'm Daniel.
And happy St. David's Day for our family.
What?
We're going to do today 101 facts about whales. Because to celebrate the day. We didn't want y'all to think that we forgot about you.
Never. Never, never, never.
Yep. This guy does pretty good with the 101 facts, but even though there claim to be some inaccuracies when we did Australia and UK. But
yeah. I mean, still, 101 facts is 101 facts.
Yeah. At least it'll get the conversation rolling, at least. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And I believe we have some Welsh product that's ticking on the bottom of our screen, right? Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Hey, that's our good friend Adam. Adam is part of has his own coffee company, Charcoal Coffee Company, and they offer great freaking coffee. And fortunate for us, we have that connection with him, and it's only available over there in the UK.
Right.
We can't get it.
Right. Not yet. But link to that is in the description. We just want to plug that before we get into the facts here.
Sure. It's Chris, and today it's time to talk about those massive animals that swim under the sea and make awesome noises like Wait, no, I'm being told I got it wrong. Right, let's start that again. We're talking about the beautiful country that is tucked snugly between England and Ireland, Wales. But just how old is Wales? What are Glamorgan sausages, and why do I want all of them forever? And do you think I'll be able to say any of the Welsh words right? Spoiler alert, nope. 2 out of these 3 questions are going to be answered, so sit down, don't forget to like and subscribe as we traverse the expansive rolling hills with some mouthwash in 101 facts about Wales. Number 1, the word Wales comes from...
The way they present this is just funny.
Yeah. Regardless of what the facts are, dude has some energy behind his videos. That you cannot lie. It's very watchable. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, me too. All right. Where did Wales get its name? That's the number one thing.
Do it.
From the Proto-Germanic word, Wolke. In 500 BC, Germanic tribes met with Celtic natives and began calling them as such. Over time, Wolke would begin to be pronounced Walha. Number 2. The word Walha was used by the Anglo-Saxons to denote people that they thought were worthy of enslavement. Eventually, after some upheaval, we'll go into it later, the word Welsh, meaning foreign, was used. Number 3. Wales has 2 official languages, English and Welsh. 99% of the population speak English and 29.3% speak Welsh. In most places, English is the dominant first language, but in the north and west of the country, the dominant first language is Welsh. Number 4. The word Welsh also comes from way in the past, in the 5th century specifically. Anglo-Saxon invaders wrote about the Welsh and the fact that they fled from the English like fire. Number 5. Alright, geography. Wales has a total area of 20,779 kilometers squared, 2,700 kilometers of coastline, and comprises of 8.35% of the land of the United Kingdom. The land is attached to England by its eastern border. To the north is the Irish Sea, to the west is the Cardigan Bay, and to the south is the Bristol Channel. Number 6. As of a 2014 census, just over 3 million people live in the Big W. A third of these people live in the Cardiff-Newport metropolitan area. I'm trying to picture that many people, but I really can't. Wonder how many tins of baked beans you need to feed them all. Number 7. Speaking of Cardiff, did you know that Cardiff is the capital of the country? That's not the whole fact, though. The word Cardiff derives from the words Cer, the Welsh for fort, and Diff, a form of the word Taff, which is the name of the river that flows by the castle. Number 8. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of Wales? Castles? Well, it kind of makes sense, since the country is believed to have more castles per square mile than anywhere else in the world. Number 9. Also, you'd probably think of one of the coolest flags in the world, a red dragon standing out against white and green horizontal stripes on the background. That's all they need. I mean, it matters a little that Wales is the only country in the UK not represented on the Union flag, but they have a dragon, so that's something. Number 10.
Yeah, when we checked out 101 facts about the UK, that came up, and Yeah, if you can't be on the flag, at least have a cool flag yourself.
Yeah, that's what I dig that. I dig that. I dig that they went with dragon, and I'd probably know there's a shit ton of history behind that, but still,
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I love it. I love it.
And we may learn it in this this
Ooh,
thing.
yes.
We're only at number 10 right now, so
let's do it. I'm ready.
So as well as having a lot of castles, the country homes a place with one of the longest names in the world.
Oh,
here it is
go.
on screen because there's
Lenfairplick Win Glygagery Schwerdrop Will and Stelio Go Goch.
I'm good with the go goach. That's a great name. That's a great last name.
Yep.
That's a great last part. So I'm going with that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
No way I'm going to say that, but I can tell you that thankfully it's been shortened to Lanfairpwll or Langfair.
Okay.
It's still pretty hard though. Number 11. I mean, it's Welsh, famously unique and baffling to the outsiders. For example, the Welsh alphabet has no K, Q, V, or Z. Yet the 4,000-year-old language is no less efficient. Some English words such as car, gull, and penguin even have Welsh roots. Number 12. Anyways, the place is located in North Wales and the name translates to the Church of St. Mary in the hollow of white hazel trees near the rapid whirlpool by St. Tysilio's of the Red Cave. Fair enough, the town is quite old. There have been signs of human settlements way before Roman times. Sounds like a clever solution to remember a place where there are no GPS or maps available. Number 13. And what would Wales be without folk songs? The country is often referred to as the Land of Song, as it is known for its harpists, choirs, and solo artists. Number 14. The label comes straight from the 18th century when many British emigrated to Wales, seeking work in the expanding coal and iron industries. There, they rediscovered the Methodist movement of the Anglican Church, thanks to leading Welsh preachers of the time who united the new communities and made singing even more prominent. Number 15. Nonetheless, Wales has two other national emblems, the daffodil and the leek. Originally, it was just leek. According to an old legend back in the 7th century, St. David advised the population to wear leeks on their hats to indicate whose side of the battle they were on against invading Saxons. Number 16. Now, the daffodils come into play ages later, sort of. We need to bring back Welsh once again. You see, the term daffodil in Welsh translates to this word, leek is this word, which literally means Peter's leek. Eventually, it was kind of inevitable. People forgot to attribute the leek to Peter, leaving just this word, the daffodil.
Hold on, I'm gonna switch the screen here because I want us to be able to see these words on here.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go. Oh my God, much
back
better.
up a little bit. There we go. I mean, we just saw numbers earlier, but now we can see these letters. Yep. Yeah.
Number 16. Now, the daffodils come into play ages later, sort of. We need to bring back Welsh once again. You see, the term daffodil in Welsh translates to this word, leek is this word, which literally means Peter's leek. Eventually, it was kind of inevitable. People forgot to attribute the leek to Peter, leaving just this word, the daffodil. Number 17. Let's not forget the sheep. Wales is famous for having more sheep than people. In fact, it's been estimated that there are roughly 10 million sheep for only 3.1 million people. One of the most famous breeds is probably the badger-faced mountain sheep. They have super adorable striped faces, like a badger.
Okay.
Number 18. But there are so many facts still to cover. For example, do you know when exactly Wales came into existence? I know it's definitely a hard question. Even experts can't agree on a specific date, which kind of makes sense considering the area has been inhabited since 250,000 BC. Number 19. However, from a geopolitical perspective, Wales as a country officially formed in 1536 with the Act of Union of Henry VIII. Before the King's Act, the territories of the country were mainly a loose collection of independent kingdoms and lordships. Number 20. The land experienced incursions and consequently influxes throughout the Roman era. South Wales in particular was filled with Mediterranean culture. The towns of Caerwent and Carmarthen still host villas and a number of archaeological sites.
Number 21.
More in general, there are remains of Roman roads and forts across the country. They mostly date back to the military occupation of the areas that lasted from the 3rd to the early 5th century. I don't know about you, but maybe I should get my flatmate to read all the Welsh words. He is Welsh. Though civil influences and customs extended at least till the early 6th century, they reflect in the native language of the territories known as Brythonic. Linguistic studies have suggested the language was infused with Latin terms. Number 23. Of course, Latin influences can also be linked to religion. With the establishment of the Romano-British Christian Church in southeastern Wales in the Roman period, Latin, which was the official language of the church, penetrated deeper into the local population. Number 24. Inscriptions and Christian symbols belonging to the 5th and 6th centuries were discovered in the region. They show Latin terms like sacerdos, meaning bishops, and presbyter, meaning priest. Number 25. Further proof can also be found in the development of the Celtic Church. It resembled the Christian Church's monastic character with a major church class headed by an abbot and bishop. Number 26. But it doesn't talk about religion, let's talk about people. The people of Wales who, as mentioned before, weren't easy to bring together. Many tried from as early as the 8th century with King Offa of Mercia. Number 27. Rhodri Mawr, known as the Great, not only fought back Vikings successfully, but he also brought together the territories within Powys and the southwest regions of Ceredigion and Ystrad Twy. Number 28. Wow. Guys, I'm really trying. Before his death in 878, Rhodri worked on developing the kingdoms of Wale, Dyfed, Brycheiniog, Glywysing, and Gwent. His son Anarod went even further by formally subjecting the Welsh kingdom to the English sovereign. Number 29. In 916, Heward ap Cadell took command and secured Dyfed by marriage, creating the kingdom of Deheubarth. So sorry. He completed his dad and grandpa's deeds by eventually bringing Gwynedd and Powys under his rule. Number
these names, man, they are hard. I mean,
hey, man.
I don't know what this the nationality of this narrator is, but if they're hard for him, they're even harder for us.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm good. I've learned my lesson in trying to pronounce things. You know, I just put it out there and yeah, without a care. This guy, hey, I either nail it the first time or I don't. That's good enough for me. Holy crap, man.
Yeah, sounds about right.
30. Too bad that, despite all his victories, future plans went up in smoke. Not everyone was happy with Hywel's thirst for power, and a great alliance was formed to withstand the Anglo-Saxon suzerain by the end of the 10th century. Number 31. Things got even worse with the death of King Maredudd ap Owain in 999. A period of prolonged internal clashes began. Every time someone tried to establish a dynasty, he was challenged by others who believed to be a better fit to rule over the kingdoms. Number 32. It was under these peaceful circumstances that the Norman invasions began. Can't tell you how things turned into total chaos then. Actually, that's exactly what I'm here for. So, at the time, the kingdoms used to be divided into cantrefs, directly under royal administration. Number 33. The cantrefs were, in turn, divided into groups of manors, where the majority of the population resided. These were the areas most difficult to control, as, comprehensively, they enjoyed their freedom. Number 34. By the 12th century, the Welsh society had already replaced the menor system into a smaller Unit 1 consisting in trefs or townships. These were administrated by the Camote, which had replaced the royal cantrefs. This administration remained, more or less, in place throughout the medieval period. Number 35. But back to the Normans. Once they'd conquered England, they established upon the Welsh border of the three earldoms of Chester, Shrewsbury, and Hereford. From there, they advanced into southern Wales. In some cases, like Gwynedd and Powys, they even managed to assert Norman lordship over numerous cantrefs and Camotes. Number 36. Similarly, when in 1093, Normans furtherly advanced, and they also established major lordships of Cardigan, Pembroke, Brecon, and Glamorgan. This also led to the creation of the March of Wales, in which Norman lords and their successors exercised, under the custom of the March, extensive powers and a large measure of autonomy from the King of England. Number 37. Conflicts and instability continued in northern Wales until the formation of the kingdoms of Gwynedd and Powys, which reconstituted as major political entities. This brought stability throughout the 12th century, in which three Welsh kingdoms of Gwynedd, Powys, and Deheubarth Deheubarth prevailed over the Norman-influenced Marchia Wally. Number 38. In the 13th century, Edward I tried to reconquer the territories and unify everyone under the English crown, a daring project that turned out to be quite difficult to achieve. He encountered fierce opposition and several revolts. Number 39. The same problem persisted during the reign of Edward II throughout the majority of the 14th century. At the end of the century then, with the deposition of Richard II, who had been influential to Welshmen among his partisans, a great rebellion among the entire Welsh community arose. Number 40. Following the rebellion, Henry VII secured all the communities in northern Wales by negotiation and payment, but as we mentioned, it was Henry VIII who unified the country in the 16th century. Number 41. With unification, a period of social change started. During the 16th and 17th century, gentry estates were enlarged and consolidated, and the population grew. However, inflation created intense problems that were hardly eased by the enclosure of waste areas and the cultivation of marginal lands. The meaning of life. Plus, most landowners were often forced to divide their holdings and convert summer dwellings, used by shepherds in summer months, into permanent homesteads. Many were forced off their land altogether, and it wasn't until the late 18th century that industry offered the rural population something to live with. Number 43. The 18th century was also a great century for Methodism. Welsh people found their Anglican churches racked by poverty and inadequate leadership. That's how Methodism became a big deal for them, who established churches at their expense. Number 44. Industrial growth continued in Wales in the 19th century, with considerable development in the coalfield of northeastern Wales and the establishment of an important metallurgical centre in the southwest. Number 45. Biggest industrial expansion happened in South Wales, with the growth of substantial ironworks. The area became densely populated and experienced heavy immigration from other areas. Number 46. A similar wave of industrial and immigration growth happened with the outbreak of World War I. A massive flow of workers moved into the steel and coal areas, largely from outside Wales. This affected the composition of the industrial communities, both culturally and politically. Number 47. Speaking of which, by 1922, the Labour Party got its hold upon the industrial communities. Similarly, in the northeast and in the slate quarry communities of northwestern Wales, an allegiance to radical liberalism eventually evolved into adherence to Labour. Number 48. In 1962, the Welsh Language Society was founded, aimed to preserve the language, bringing a positive response to the problem of its continuing decline. The society also contributed to the Welsh Language Act of 1967. Number 49. The support of the protection of the Welsh identity and heritage increased in the following years, and in 1982, they created a Welsh language television channel. In 1993, the government passed another Welsh Language Act. Number 50. This act established the Welsh Language Board, which promoted the use of the Welsh language and sought to give Welsh equal legal weight with English in the conduct of government business. Number 51.
Wow.
The origins of the national red dragon flag are quite interesting. It traces back to the Roman invasion period. At the time, the Roman military cohorts used the symbol of the dragon. Welsh people liked it so much that when the Romans left, they kept the red dragon as a key emblem of Wales. Number 52. Remember earlier I said that the Welsh language is as old as 4,000 years? Well, that makes it the oldest language in Britain. The English language, despite now being the more popular spoken language of Wales and the rest of the UK, didn't originate until around the 5th century AD, making Welsh more than 2 millennia older.
Wow.
Number 53. Caerphilly Castle is the largest castle in Wales, and even more impressively, the second largest castle in the entirety of Europe, coming second to Windsor Castle, which makes sense as it's where the Queen lives. No shame in coming second to that. Number 54. Apparently Wales is famous for giving the gifts of love spoons. They're wooden spoons that are carved with various decorations and were given as a romantic gesture. Nowadays, they're for special occasions like births, christenings, weddings, and anniversaries, to name a few.
I don't know. Do you think that's a cool gift? I mean, that seems like a cool gift to me.
To me, I mean, it's right up there with the like wall art. I mean, that's not practical use.
Right. You can't eat cereal with it.
I'm not gonna like, oh, hey, do we have any spoons left? Oh yeah, we have our love spoon. Okay, well, yeah, Cinnamon Toast Crunch it is. Like, no, I'm not gonna eat it. Desperate times, maybe. The only spoon you have in your house is a love spoon. Check your love, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the best way to put it, I think.
Yeah, yeah. But no. As far as gift, yes, 100%. It's really cool. As far as silverware, it can suck a duck because not functional.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
But I was just going to say earlier, the fact that they've gone to great lengths to preserve their language, that I think that's a really noble thing. Yeah,
that's amazing, and the fact that they have a channel dedicated to it is awesome, because then it offers some sort of practicality, and then later on they added it to be acknowledged as a language. How do I say it? A practical, used language in law.
Yeah.
So
as equal footing as English does. Really cool. Really cool.
Yep.
Number 55. One of the oldest love spoons is from Wales and can be found at St Fagans National History Museum near Cardiff. It dates back to 1667. However, the tradition of love spoons is thought to be much older. Number 56. Speaking of weddings, Welsh gold has always been used to create wedding rings for none other than the royal family. This tradition started in 1923 by King George VI to the Queen Mother, and has continued as recently as the rings of Harry and Meghan Markle in 2018. Number 57. Welsh gold comes from the Clogau St David's mine and is stamped with a little dragon to identify its authenticity. Clogau jewelry is some of the most rare and exclusive in the world. Number 58. Here's the fact you probably didn't expect. Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world, was named after a Welsh guy. Yep, Sir George Everest surveyed and mapped out the mountain, which took a staggering 35 years between 1806 and 1841. The Royal Geographic Society then named the mountain after him.
Wow.
Number 59. Wales is home to the world's first ever suspension bridge. Alright, it's probably not as exciting as I'm making out, but when the Menai Bridge was built in 1826, it was an engineering marvel. Not only that, but when it opened, it was also the longest bridge in the world at 386 meters long. Number 60. Much like the other British countries, Wales has a patron saint. It's St David, who was a Welsh bishop from the 6th century. Wales celebrates St David's Day on March 1st, and there are often parades, small festivals, and events across the country to celebrate. Number 61. The national anthem of Wales is called This. I'm sorry, I did try. Which in English means land of my fathers. It's sung in Welsh, obviously. Alright, next fact. Number 62. The title of Prince of Wales.
He is trying. You know that guy's trying. But, like, you and I both know that it's not really the best idea. If you don't know how to do it, just don't do it.
Just walk away. I love that. It's called This, which means this. Next.
I'm sorry, I did try. Which in English means land of my fathers. It's sung in Welsh, obviously. Alright, next fact. Number 62. The title of Prince of Wales, currently taken by Prince Charles, has been a title bestowed on the eldest son of the British monarchy. The title isn't automatically given, however it has been given to every British heir since the 1300s. Number 63. Interestingly, Queen Elizabeth II was never given the title of Princess of Wales, because it was previously only given to firstborn sons. Since the rules changed in 2015, allowing for more gender equality in the monarchy, the title of Princess of Wales may be given in the future. All princesses of Wales so far have been wives of the incumbent prince. A Nintendo 64. The national sport of Wales is rugby. Not a huge surprise, if you've ever been to Wales, they're rugby mad. Wales were part of the first ever international rugby game, playing against England in 1881. They've been fierce rivals ever since. Number 65. The home of Welsh rugby is the Principality Stadium in Cardiff. It's absolutely massive, but its claim to fame, aside from being the home of Welsh rugby, is that it has the largest ever retractable roof in the world. So no matter what the weather, the roof has got you covered. Or, you know, not covered if the sun is out. Anyway. Number 66. If you think of the first ever flying machine, you no doubt think of the Wright brothers in America. Well, Welshman Bill Frost may well have beaten them to the skies by 7 years after he flew his aircraft a reported 500 yards before crashing into some bushes, according to locals who attended. Number 67. So why are the Wright brothers credited with one of the biggest achievements instead of Frost? Well, no independent witnesses were there, nor were any photos taken of the event in 1896,
And
meaning
thus-
it couldn't be verified.
Thus started pictures or it didn't happen.
That's where that saying came from. Pictures or it didn't happen.
That's exactly what it is. You invented it. Where's the picture? Oh, you got me.
Yeah.
It
And you
hasn't
don't
been invented yet. It can't claim that.
exactly. And you can't say that. You can't dispute the whole flight thing to a North Carolinian. That's something we take a lot of pride on. It's on our state license plates. First in flight.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Couldn't afford to give it another go and didn't have the money to keep the rights to his patent, and lost it 4 years later, paving the way for the rights to cement their place in the history books. Number 68. Similarly, you might associate Jack Daniel's whiskey with Tennessee in America, and why wouldn't you? It's on the label after all. But in 2012, a Welshman named Mark Evans was researching his ancestry and discovered a recipe book written by his great-great-grandmother, local herbalist Lucinda Daniel. See where this is going? Number 69.
Nice.
There's planes and cars and everything just out of my window. This dusty old book contained the original recipe for Jack Daniel's whiskey, which Lucinda's son Jack was said to have taken to America when he emigrated in the 19th century. So old Jack Daniel and his recipe for one of the most popular whiskies in the world could well be from Wales, although this story is disputed by some, including the master distiller at Jack Daniel's. Number 70.
Man, that would stink to lose the title of America's one of America's finest exports, Jack Daniel's.
Like, that's one of those informations that if I found something like that or comparable, I would be terrified for my life and I wouldn't tell anyone. Because that's way too big. It's you're going to topple an American institution like Jack Daniel's.
Yeah.
You run. You don't say nothing. It'd be like, hey, I just invented a car that runs on water again. And what happened to Daniel? I don't know. All right. That's what I'm saying.
Snitches get stitches.
Yeah.
You've probably never wondered who came up with the equal sign, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Robert Record, a Welsh physician and mathematician from the 16th century, was the man who invented the equal symbol as we know it today, and introduced the confusing pre-existing version which is the same as the addition symbol to English speakers before he made the less confusing version. Either way, he's an important math man. Number 71. Wales was also the setting of the first ever wireless radio message transmission in 1897. Googly Elmo Marconi made history when he transmitted the first radio signal across the open. Number 72. This enormous achievement took place on a cliff at Lavennook Point and sent his message across the sea to Flat Home, a small island approximately 4 miles away. Marconi sent a Morse code message saying, "Can you hear me?" and seconds later received a reply of "Yes, loud and clear," making communications history. These Morse code recording slips are now kept in the National Museum of Wales. Number 73. Have you heard of Welsh cakes? They're a sweetbread kind of delicacy and include sultanas and currants, kind of like a flatter, flakier scone. Well, as the name suggests, they originated in Wales and they've been popular since the 19th century. Number 74. Obviously, Wales is also home to the largest Welsh cake ever made because of course it is. It was baked in March 2020 by Tan Ye Castell Bakery and weighed 28 kilograms and had a diameter of 6 foot. Number 75.
Wow.
Wales is also famous for the Glamorgan sausage, named after the county of Glamorgan in Wales. The vegetarian sausage is made of cheese, usually Caerphilly cheese, as well as leeks and breadcrumbs. They sound delicious and I want 50 of them right now, please and thank you. Number 7.
That does sound really good.
It does sound
Probably
good.
dip it in some ranch or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm sure that there's a dipping sauce for that kind of sausage.
I think so. It has to be, man. It sounds awesome. I'm hungry.
76. The sausages were traditionally made with Glamorgan cheese, but after the Glamorgan cattle that produce it almost went extinct, they swapped it for Caerphilly cheese. They became particularly popular during the Second World War, when meat was rationed and much less available. Number 77. Cawl is another traditional Welsh dish. It's basically a hearty Welsh stew, and is usually made of lamb or beef with leeks, potatoes, swede, carrots, and other seasonal delicious veggies. Cawl is widely recognised as the official national dish of Wales. Number 78. There are 5 areas of outstanding natural beauty in Wales. These are the Isle of Anglesey, Llwydian Range, Llyn Peninsula, Gower Peninsula, and Wye Valley. These places are protected to preserve their naturally beautiful countrysides and wildlife. Number 79. There are also 3 national parks in Wales. These are the Pembrokeshire Coast National Park, Snowdonia National Park, and Brecon Beacons National Park. These 3 parks together cover an entire 1/5 of the total country.
Wow.
Number 80. Earlier I told you Cardiff is the capital of Wales. No worry, that's still the case, but it wasn't always Cardiff. In fact, before 1955, Wales didn't even have a capital city. Since they've had one though, it has always been Cardiff. It was a close call though, as many people thought it should be Caernarfon. Number 81. British citizens also have Wales to thank for the NHS. The health service was created by Welshman Anwen Bevan, a Labour MP for Ebrook Vale from 1929 to 1960. He was inspired by the Tredegar Medical Aid Society in his hometown and used these principles to create the NHS, nationalising free healthcare for Britain. Number 82.
Nice.
Wales is home to the oldest record store in the world. Spiller's Records opened in 1894 in Cardiff, and when they opened, specialised in selling phonographs and their wax cylinders.
Wow.
Nowadays they sell vinyl records, CDs, and host live music gigs and events at their hometown in Morgan Arcade.
Nice.
Number 83. Wales is also home to the longest zip line in Europe and the fastest in the world. It takes you 1.5 kilometers over the stunning Penrhyn Quarry Lake and can travel speeds up to 100 miles per hour. Though if you want to be taking in the Welsh landscape, you might want to try and slow down. Number 84. We've all heard tales of the infamous pirate Jolly Roger and the flag named after him, but did you know that he was a real man and he was Welsh? Pembrokeshire-born Bartholomew Roberts was considered one of the most successful pirates during the golden age of piracy in the 16th century, earning his nickname and place in history.
We just think of Jolly Roger as a ride amusement park in Ocean City, Maryland. That's our vacation spot.
Yep.
But good to know where that came from.
Yes. No, this is all great knowledge. It's so much to soak in, man.
Yeah. The coal part, like I grew up watching Thomas the Tank Engine, and it was said, I guess one of the characters, the steam engines really loved Welsh coal. So I'm guessing that's where the good stuff is.
Oh, that's where Sodor is. It's up there.
I think it's a fictional island in the.
I know that, man. Oh yeah, for sure, man. I got you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh god. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Number 85. The rum captain Morgan is named after Welsh pirate Sir Henry Morgan, who was born in Llanrumney in 1653, before sailing to the Caribbean and becoming another one of the most iconic privateers in history. He remained on his plantation in Jamaica as the lieutenant governor of Jamaica until his death in 1688.
Again, another person that we admire, Captain Morgan.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, what's next? They're gonna take Jonathan History? Like, come on, man.
And his reign of terror.
His reign of terror. Man, come on, dude. You can't have all these icons.
Yeah, come on, man.
Oh, man.
Number 86. Wales has a national bird, and unlike their national animal, the dragon, this one actually exists. After a public poll in the 1990s, the red kite was voted as Wales' favourite bird, and their national bird. Number 87. Wales is also home to a number of amazing animals, including puffins and bottlenose dolphins. Ramsay Island in Wales is also one of the best places to find the Atlantic grey seal. Number 88. The Welsh islands of Scomer and Stockholm near Pembrokeshire are home to the largest colony of Manx shearwaters. They kind of look like a black seagull, and there are around 350,000 of them nesting on the island. Number 89. On a slightly more depressing note, the world's largest turtle was found washed up on the shores of North Wales, having sadly died. The leatherback turtle was more than 2 meters long, weighed a whopping 900 kilograms, and was probably about 100 years old. Turtles often visit Welsh waters in the summer to eat the jellyfish. Number 90. Fans of Harry Potter might recognise Freshwater West Beach in Pembrokeshire, Wales. This seaside location was used as the setting for Shell Cottage in the Deathly Hallows movie, where, spoiler alert, Dobby dies. The house may have gone with the film crews, but...
Oh, man.
Fans keep Dobby's gravesite pristine. Number 9.
I do recognize that. I know you're not a Potterhead, but I did recognize that like immediately. That
Yeah.
man, that was an emotional scene.
Oh no, it took something from you. I'm sorry,
It did,
man.
I mean, yeah, it did.
I'm sorry, dude. I can't relate, but I grieve with you
I know.
spiritually.
It's one of the few times where there's a movie that I get it and you don't.
Yeah.
So I will take this.
Please take this win. You deserve it, man.
Thanks, bud.
91. Another really cool movie location in Wales is Brecon Beacons. Henhead Falls in the Brecon Beacons National Park was used as the cover for Christian Bale's Batcave in Christopher Nolan's Batman movie The Dark Knight in 2009.
What?
Number 92.
That's
The
cool.
Ministry of Defense Army training site in Caerwent was also the location used for Captain America the First Avenger in 2011, starring Chris Evans. They used the site for a lot of the war scenes, and cast members like Samuel L. Jackson and Tommy Lee Jones spent their downtime attending Ryder Cup golf games taking place nearby. Number 93. BBC hits Doctor Who and its spin-off Torchwood have also filmed many scenes in Wales, with the latter being set in Cardiff. Number 94. Of course we can't mention filming in Wales and not talk about one of the most popular shows ever to have been filmed there, Gavin and Stacey, aka the launchpad for James Corden's career. Set between Billericay in Essex, England and Barry Island in Wales, a lot of scenes were filmed around the Vale of Glamorgan and Whitmore Bay. There are lots of locations to visit if you're a fan. Number 95. In addition to being rugby mad, the Welsh also have their own football league. We're talking British football or soccer, not the American football here. The Welsh Premier League have existed since 1992, though 5 teams still play in the English leagues. These are Cardiff City, Swansea City, Newport County, Wrexham and Merthyr Town. Number 96. A number of famous sports people hail from Wales, including footballers Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey, double gold medalist in Taekwondo Jade Jones, gold medalist boxer Lauren Price, and many more. Number 97. Alright, let's talk famous Welsh people, and hold on because there's loads, and spoiler alert, there are a lot of Joneses. Famous Welsh musicians include Sir Tom Jones, Charlotte Church, Dame Shirley Bassey, Bonnie Tyler Catherine Jenkins, Aled Jones, and the bands The Stereophonics, The Manic Street Preachers, and many others. Like, enough to fill a whole other 101 facts.
Okay,
Wow.
okay.
I believe it.
So that's why when we took out the Rob Brydon, Would I Lie to You, he's also Welsh, and he was singing on stage with Tom Jones. Apparently, he's also Welsh. Yeah. There we go.
And that's why, like, I think when we did our Stereophonics reaction, they're like, he looks Welsh, he must be able to sing, kind of thing.
Okay.
Like, it's just like a thing, like, since they pump out a bunch of musicians constantly.
They do.
Number 98. They've not just got good lungs though, they've also got good actors. Wales is home to Catherine Zeta-Jones, Ruth Jones, Terry Jones, Michael Sheen, Timothy Dalton, Richard Burton, Sir Jonathan Pryce, Sir Anthony Hopkins, Luke Evans, Taron Egerton, Ewan Rayon, Tom Ellis, Pam Ferris, Rhys Ifans, and honestly so many more. But let's end this list with the legend that is Rob Brydon.
Yep.
Number 99.
Yep. Had to get him on here. If there wasn't a mention of Rob Brydon on here, then it wouldn't have been a complete list.
Dude, yeah, I would have been like, you overlooked that big time. But yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Yes, glad he's at 99 though. Yeah.
Yeah, 98. This is 99. Yep.
Wales also boasts some fancy pants designers. Laura Ashley, yes, the same as the stores, was a Welsh fashion designer. Julia MacDonald, also Welsh, and David Emmanuel, who has outfitted Madonna, Elizabeth Taylor, and was the designer of Princess Diana's wedding dress. You guessed it, also Welsh. It's 100. It's number 100. Roald Dahl, aka one of the most famous children authors in the world, bringing us Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the BFG, Fantastic Mr. Fox, The Witchers, James and the Giant Peach, and the incredible Matilda. Yeah, he was also from Wales, born in Cardiff in 1916 to Norwegian parents.
That's one of my favorite children's authors right there. I grew up reading his books all the time. He's a Welsh person. Good to know.
Who would have known? I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't either.
101. We can also thank Wales for a few inventions. Edwin Stevens invented the world's first wearable electronic hearing aid. William Jones came up with a symbol for pi. David Thomas invented iron smelting, which changed the metal industry. Sir William Grove invented the fuel cell and the concept for the light bulb. Sir Price Jones invented mail order shopping, like a wonderful human being. Isaac Roberts took the first proper picture of the Andromeda Galaxy. Edward Bowen was a key figure in the development of radar. And finally, Adam Powell invented Neopets, the most important invention of all. So that was 101 facts about whales.
Okay, all right. That
Wow,
was
man.
a heck of a
Wow.
list right there.
Yeah, that's kind of yeah, that's a lot of
A
stuff.
little bit wild. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love
Learned a
how it's
lot
like all
from
over
that.
the place.
Yeah. There's geography, there's history, there's inventions, celebrities, all that, all encompassed in one. So for 101 facts, automatic 2 thumbs up to y'all. I know we've got St. Irish Week coming up, so we'll probably check that one out next. But what other 101 facts y'all want us to check out? Y'all put them down below.
I like these. These are interesting. I mean, I know they're like lengthy, but they're just so fast paced. You can watch it over and over and over again. Like,
and pick up something new every single time. Yeah. So yeah, man. Happy St. David's Day to y'all.
Yeah.
Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the bell, and sharing with your friends.
Definitely.
Wash your hands, scrub your toes, wipe your ass, blow your nose, embrace the suck.
Unplug and go on an adventure.
We'll see you in the next one.
Later.
Fellas, we could be that mistake. Let's do this.